Rain slammed heavily against Tunde's windshield, as he sat silently inside his car outside a small restaurant in Lagos. The engine was off. The air conditioner had stopped working days ago. Sweat mixed with stress on his forehead, while unpaid bills filled the passenger seat beside him. 3 months ago, he still believed things would recover. Now, everything was collapsing. His company had officially shut down. Debt collectors kept calling. Friends stopped answering his messages. And Vanessa hated him. Tunde leaned back slowly and closed his eyes, exhausted. Then his phone rang. Vanessa. He hesitated before answering. What now? She snapped immediately. Tunde rubbed his forehead tiredly. Vanessa, please, not today. Not today, she laughed bitterly. Our family business is gone, Tunde. He stayed quiet. Because there was nothing left to defend. Vanessa continued angrily. My father is selling properties. Staff are leaving. Banks are freezing accounts. Everything is destroyed. Tunde swallowed hard. I didn't cause all this alone. You started it, she shouted. Ever since that event with Ada, people stopped respecting us. Tunde stared silently through the rainy windshield. Vanessa's breathing became shaky. You chased after money and ruined everybody's life. Then her voice softened into bitterness. And the worst part? Tunde closed his eyes. You left the only woman who actually loved you. Silence. Heavy silence. Because deep down, he knew she was right. Vanessa spoke one final time. I blame you for everything. Then she hung up. Alone again. Always alone now. Meanwhile, across the city, Ada stepped out of a black luxury vehicle in front of a massive charity gala surrounded by flashing cameras and elegant guests. Her silver designer gown shimmered beautifully under the lights, while diamond earrings reflected softly against her dark chocolate skin. Beside her stood David. Tall. Calm. Powerful. A wealthy black African businessman, respected across Lagos elite circles. Unlike Tunde, David never needed to prove himself loudly. His confidence came naturally. As they walked together into the luxury event hall, guests greeted them warmly. Ada. You look beautiful. Congratulations on the engagement. Ada smiled softly. Thank you. David gently held her hand as they walked further inside. And for the first time in years, Ada felt completely safe. Not anxious. Not abandoned. Safe. The event hall glowed with luxury chandeliers, while wealthy businessmen and politicians filled the room. Music played softly as servers moved around carrying expensive drinks. Then suddenly, the atmosphere shifted. Because standing near the entrance in an old black suit was Tunde. Ada froze slightly. David noticed immediately. You know him? Ada nodded once. My past. Tunde looked completely different now. His shoulders looked heavier. His face looked tired. And the confidence he once carried so proudly was gone. When their eyes met across the room, Tunde's chest tightened painfully. Because Ada looked happy. Truly happy. And somehow that hurt more than anger ever could. Tunde slowly walked toward them. Every step felt humiliating. But desperation was stronger than pride now. When he finally stopped in front of Ada, his voice almost cracked. Ada. She remained calm. Tunde. David stood beside her quietly, observing everything carefully. Tunde looked at Ada for several long seconds before speaking again. You look good. Ada answered softly. I'm doing well. Those words nearly destroyed him. Because once upon a time, he believed Ada would never survive without him. Now she stood before him stronger than ever. Tunde swallowed nervously. I heard you're getting married. David gently tightened his hold on Ada's hand. Ada nodded calmly. Yes. Silence. Real silence. Then Tunde finally broke. Ada, please, he whispered. Can we talk? David looked at Ada. Ada exhaled softly before nodding once. Briefly. They stepped toward a quieter corner of the hall while guests continued talking softly nearby. Tunde looked nervous now. The kind of nervousness that came from losing everything. I lost my job, he admitted quietly. Ada said nothing. Vanessa left me. Still silence. Her family business is bankrupt. Ada looked at him calmly. And? Tunde lowered his eyes. I made mistakes. Ada crossed her arms slowly. Mistakes. His throat tightened. Ada, please. I know I hurt you. She stared at him quietly. Then finally asked. Do you even understand how badly? Tunde looked emotional immediately. I do now. Ada's expression remained calm. No, Tunde. You understand pain now because life finally hurt you too. That sentence hit him hard. Tunde stepped closer desperately. I was stupid. Ada stayed silent. I thought money mattered more. Still silence. I thought choosing Vanessa would change my life. Ada's eyes stayed fixed on him. And did it? Tunde lowered his head immediately. No. For a moment, neither of them spoke. Then Tunde's voice became shaky. When you disappeared. I thought maybe. He struggled to continue. Ada watched him carefully. I thought maybe you got rid of the baby. Ada's face changed slightly. Not anger. Disappointment. You didn't think that, Tunde, she replied softly. He looked up slowly. You hoped that. Silence. Because she was right. Ada stepped closer slightly. You hoped our child didn't exist because accepting the truth would have forced you to face the kind of man you became. Tunde's eyes filled instantly. Ada. You already knew I was pregnant when you left. Every word landed heavily. But convincing yourself the baby was gone made abandoning us easier for you. Tunde wiped his face quickly. I regret everything. Ada nodded softly. I know. That surprised him. But before he could speak again, Ada continued calmly. Regret doesn't erase damage. Tunde's breathing became shaky. I'll do anything. Ada remained silent. Anything, Ada. His voice cracked completely now. I'll change. I swear I'll change. Ada stared at him for several long seconds. Then finally asked quietly. Why now? Tunde froze. Because he knew the answer. He had no job. No relationship. No status. No power. Life had stripped everything away from him. And only then did he remember the woman who truly loved him. Tunde's eyes lowered again. Ada, please, take me back. The sentence sounded pathetic even to him. Ada looked at him calmly. Then softly replied. No. One word. Soft. Final. Tunde looked shattered. Ada, please. No, Tunde. Tears filled his eyes completely now. I love you. Ada stared at him quietly. Then answered with painful honesty. Maybe you do now. That hurt more than shouting ever could. Because it was true. Too late. Everything was too late. Ada's voice stayed calm. You left me when I needed you most. Tunde looked down. And now life left you when you needed help. Silence. Then Ada said the words that finally broke him completely. Life has a way of paying people back in their own coin. Tunde covered his face briefly as tears escaped anyway. For the first time in his life, he truly understood karma. Not revenge. Not hatred. Karma. David walked toward them calmly then. Protective. Secure. Confident. He gently placed a hand around Ada's waist. Tunde noticed the engagement ring immediately. His chest tightened painfully. David looked at him calmly. Is everything all right? Ada nodded softly. Yes. I'm done here. Done? That word shattered whatever hope Tunde still had left. Ada looked at him one final time. And this time, there was no anger in her eyes anymore. Just peace. I survived what was supposed to destroy me. Tunde stared silently. And I will never go back to the version of myself that tolerated being unloved. Complete silence. Then Ada gently held David's hand. Together, they walked back into the glowing luxury hall while guests welcomed them warmly. Powerful. Peaceful. Happy. And Tunde remained standing there alone watching the woman he abandoned walk toward her forever without him. The same way he once walked away from her. Only now, he finally understood the pain. If you enjoyed part 3 and want to see more emotional billionaire drama stories, make sure you like this video, subscribe to the channel, and drop a comment below. Did Tunde deserve what happened to him, or should Ada have forgiven him? Eyes fire.